Hey, good evening on the Alan Osborne Show. It's March 15th. I was going to publish this probably on the 16th, but listen, I just want to have a good old fashioned Alan. No music tonight. Maybe some smart ass remarks, but nothing unusual. Starting out in national news, I just want to talk about a few things. I spoke at the Republican Club meeting in Hammock Bay, in Walton County, last night. Thank you for all the people for allowing me in that club, inviting me to speak. And I enjoyed it. I didn't come with any notes really. We had a talk, and we had to talk about the Constitution. I'll get into that. But in the nation, and part of my talk last night, and it bothered the hell out of me as the more I thought about it. I basically spent 35 years of my life dedicated to the Department of Defense, and most of that time was spent fighting in a country over a religion that I didn't believe in and over a border that wasn't connected to the United States. And to see us so concerned about, and I'm not saying we shouldn't be concerned about the Ukrainian border or other things like that, but nobody gives a shit about ours. As a young man, I had to fly a border in Germany. There was a bad guys on the other side. They called us red catchers. Time I got there, wasn't no reds to catch. Russia was broke. Reagan tore down the wall, and then Saddam went in the country, and we protected Kuwait's border. Charity begins at home. And damn it, I'm tired of this bullshit. Biden and them rejected the damn wall, but they're not no problem spending billions on somebody else's. That's typical hypocrite bullshit. I don't know any other word for it. It's just bullshit. I started out my meeting yesterday with these words, and you think about it. People go, "Oh, Alan, you cuss too much, and that's undesirable." Well, hell, maybe it is. I don't know. I know there's times it's absolutely undesirable, and there's better things that I could say, more appropriate. But shit, that's how I feel, and I have to listen to F this and M that and MF that and whatever slang word you want, a nasty word. I hear them all on the radio. And hell, they're even idolized by youth. Nobody's upset about that shit. But if you let one off shit fly with the camera rolling, well, listen to that heathen. Well, hell, I wish we had a country like Andy Griffith where somebody noticed if you said shit. That's the least of our worries because our politicians have got it all over their hands, feet, and brains. Most politicians and governments in America are being run by lawyers, not by ex-military or patriots or people, real people. They're run by lawyers. The Constitution wasn't designed to be run by lawyers. In fact, back in those days, those guys didn't even get paid, I don't believe. We ran with the Declaration of Independence from 76, but we didn't have a Constitution, I believe, 1787. So we knew we weren't doing it right. So our first chance to slam on the brakes, we wrote it all down. We should be doing things this way. I talked about that last night, that we need less laws in the country, but the laws we need to be enforced. We need less of it. If you just enforce less of the laws that we just create to make people feel happy, like when they tell you to pull forward at the drive-through and all they're doing is getting you out of the camera for corporations saying they were here 3 minutes. Yeah, they left without their food, and we'll take it out there cold to them, shitty as it can be, without their ketchup or nothing. But as far as we're concerned, they were only in the line a minute and a half. Yeah, that's bullshit too. People say too much stuff just to make themselves feel better, but it doesn't change the truth. So getting to last night's meeting, we talked about the Constitution. I thought that was good. Talked about why it mattered and what's going wrong, and what an infancy stage America is in. But look how strong it is to being survive all the crisis crap that's being made up by politicians. What are we talking about in the Pledge of Allegiance? One nation under God, indivisible. Well, you can just stop right there because it seems politicians' goal is divide the fuck out of all of us. Oh, excuse me. Damn it, there went another one of them words. Anyway, that's what they're doing. You know, you better quit worrying about being white or black or Asian, whatever shade of the rainbow you are, and worry about what religion you are, what this standard and that standard, and ask yourself, what's more important? I think the group we ought to be in is to be an American. It's important to be a legal American. It means something. It means what you invest as being an American is worth. If you don't get anything out of being an American, maybe you haven't invested enough in America. Maybe you don't have enough skin in the game. Maybe you should go join the National Guard or be a volunteer at a state park or a hospital. Go help in a poor section. Fix meals for the homeless. I don't know. You could find something to do if you need to be vested a little bit more. But if you cared more about being an American and to be about where your relatives used to be from, I mean, shit, I think mine were basically Vikings and Irish people. But I don't run around here drinking whiskey with a helmet with horns on, going, look at me, look at me. I'm happy to be just a plain old American. And if we realize, you know, strong times make weak people. And right now, weak people are making bad times. We need to close hold of these things that are important. And we just need some honest government. Because like I said last night, capitalism in its own nature is not very honest. It's a competition. If you can run Sky City out of business and your name is Sam Walton, then the hell with Sky City and Walmart it is. That's capitalism. But government has to be fair, because if it's not, then we the people doesn't mean anything. Remember, we the people, in order to form a more perfect union, this ain't no union we got going on. It's a shit show. You know, we got that locally. And Trey, it blew my mind at Freeport with all the stuff going on in the sexual harassment lawsuit. Trey shows up with Chuck Wilder, who was Boots' campaign manager. They show up. I don't know why they came. Alan Osborne showed message. Maybe they thought I was going to do tricks. Maybe they thought they didn't intimidate me, but I didn't know how they could sit in the back of the room and listen to me talk about what people had done from 1776 until today. Sit back there, neither one of them served anybody but themselves, and not just wonder to themselves, how could they support Boots in Chuck's case, and how Trey could be there himself and think anybody in Walton County would value his lack of leadership. I mean, I shook hands with them when they thanked me for what I had to say. But after they left, I just thought to myself, man, you two alone have missed the boat in being Americans. I don't get it. You and your friends. And I feel sad for you. I feel sad that you don't see the wrong you did, Trey, and that you would come to hear me speak. Well, I came to speak many times when you were commissioner and you didn't listen now. Why would you listen now? And Tony Anderson, you breaking the law with Sandestin, and you're the most senior person who's been through an NOPC. You know everything about it. In fact, you have changed the law. You made a motion to change the law on open space and passed a new law. But Tony, you seem clueless to enforce the law on drainage and traffic. Why is that? Are you too distracted by depositions? Are you worried that your two aides, one of them was the naked lady that maybe Trey or Boots or somebody was carrying, and the other was one of yours that was sleeping with Stan before he got fired and got a sweet deal? See, government that can't admit it's doing wrong will never change. It's like a heroin addict that doesn't think they have a problem, or an alcoholic. We all know one of those, or are related to them. You have to admit gambling is a problem to stop drug addiction. And when government officials do the wrong thing, they'll have to admit it too. So not too many jokes, probably too many cuss words. And that's the way it was on the Alan Osborne show. The Ides of March are upon us, and evil's creeping at the door. Will we hold strong in the third quarter this time? Will we be Americans? Or was D-Day for no reason? Was the Tea Party for no reason? Was the Was the founding forefathers had it so wrong that we could do the right thing and it would be okay and it could be fair? I don't think so. And you can't make this shit up on the Alan Osborne show. And if you need to talk about the Constitution, invite me to your event and I'll talk. Democrats, invite me to your event. Anybody. If you're an American and you want to talk about this, invite me to your event and we'll talk. That's the way it was on the Alan Osborne show. You can't make this shit up, but you can unelect it. And you can use your right to say that you are unhappy with your government. Your right to address government with your grievances. That's your right, your First Amendment right, freedom of speech. Since 1887, it's been doing people right. It can do you right too. Right here on the Alan Osborne show. I'll see you next time.